So basically, let me introduce first to me. I'm basically a geologist by profession, and currently I'm working as a space center research assistant in NCGSA, one of the space research center in Pakistan. And currently I'm also heading and founder of the organization, which is Earthocity. The main aim and the main purpose of this particular organization is to provide and to create awareness among the students and the kids which are undergraduate level. And the second thing is I'm promoting the activities of geosciences and awareness of geology, environmental sciences, on the other hand, to the females as well. So my presentation is a little bit introduction about geology and planets facts, which is the basic introduction to the universe. Because we have to deal, if we talk about the universe, we have to deal with a lot of functions. Its universe is not composed of only of the one origin, or it's not composed only of the one material. It has to do with a lot of things like geography, geometry, geoids, and geology itself. So the basic content, as you can see here, is the geography basics, and the geology and the planet facts one is the intro to that slides. Now, moving on towards, I have compiled my presentations into different chapters. Likewise, if we introduce the solar system, we have to deal with the Earth in the solar system, because it's our planet and we are living on that particular planet. If we're talking about the solar system as a whole, so we have to deal with all kinds of planets, which includes from Mercury towards the Neptune. As you can see, there is the concept of full moon night. If we start towards the very basics end, so it's a full moon night concept. What actually is the full moon night? It's basically if you can say that there are the planets. So what are the conditions of the planets? The very first and the very basic condition for the planet is that it's orbiting around the circular or the elliptical path. So a full moon occurs when the moon has moved in its orbit, so the Earth is between the moon and the sun. The sun is the origin of all the planets. It's basically a centripetal body, which is in which all the planets is surrounded by it. So the new moon night is that night which occurs when the moon is on the same side of the Earth. If there is a globe of Earth and the sun and the moon is on the same direction, so that we can say that this is a new moon night. As you can say that sun is the basically it's a body composed of the hot gases, and the color, it's a shiny in the color because of there are some volcanic gases, and there's some kind of explosion that been occurring in every second on the sun. So that's why we cannot see this night sky because of that particular the sun impression. As this is the concept of the full moon night, and this is the concept of the new moon night. As you can see here, this is the full moon night. The moon is the full moon, and the crescent, it's a bright on the shadow of, it's a waxing up moon, because if we deal with the kind of waxing up, it's called the shadow of the light which is coming towards the moon, and then the moon surfaces appear to be the shining. This is a new moon night, when the moon appears to be the new one. As this is the concept, I have created some of the data of this particular month, which is the September. As you can see here, is the 6th of September, which is the new moon night. And in the new moon night, you can't see moon as bright as the other nights, as the full night or as the third quarter, or it's the first quarter night. So on the 13th of the September, it's the first quarter of the moon. As you can see that this side of the moon is the brighter side, and this is the dull side. Due to this is the waxing up, and this is waxing in. 20th September, which is yesterday, is the full moon night on 20th September 2021, which is the full moon night. And respectively, if we goes towards 28th of the September, which is the third quarter night, as the moon changes its angle from this particular side to this particular side. So this will be the waxing up of the moon, which is the brighter side of the moon. Okay, if we talk about our galaxy, the first thing which came into mind is the galaxy, which is our home. We are been living on the planet Earth, and the blanket which is surrounded that particular Earth is our Milky Way Galaxy, which is a type of the spiral galaxy. And there are some this basically is a pattern which is called the spiral pattern. So this type of galaxy, which is the Milky Way Galaxy, it's called the spiral galaxy, with 100 of blankets of the asteroids, comets, which are surrounded by this particular, and thousands to billions of stars which are enveloped this particular Milky Way Galaxy. If we talk about the radius of our Milky Way Galaxy, which is 52,850 light years. And if we more concerned with the light years in the astronomical distribution, so we equal that particular 1 year, which is 9.4607 into 10 raised to power 12 kilometer, which will be the approximately 6 million miles from what actually the radius of this particular light years, if it's equivalent to the 1 year. The age of our Milky Way Galaxy is 13.5. Some authors, some geoscientists report it's to 13.6. Some reports to the 13. But meanwhile, the average age of that Milky Way Galaxy is 13.5 billion years old. And the Milky Way Galaxy, it comprises of 100 to 400 billion stars, which is not actually the exact data. It can differ from time period to time period, because we are not much known about what outer space is dealing with, how many of the stars are blinking, or how many of stars attract with each other, and how many of asteroids are there, how much the influence of that particular is dealing in this kind of this kind of blanket. If we talk about the declination of this Milky Way Galaxy, which is minus 29 degree towards the, which is called its lat, and 28.118, which is called its long. Declination is basically the tiltation or the rotation of the particular orbit. For example, if you can see there, it's in a globe of Earth, and if it rotates around this particular orbit, so when it's rotating, it's completed its first origin, and then it's coming to towards this point. And from this particular angle to this particular angle, when it's complete, this is basically called its declination angle. When we're talking about our solar system, and when we talk about our Milky Way Galaxy, so there are some other objects which are to be related with this kind of solar system, which are the celestial body. As you can see here, it's the sun, the moon, and all those objects which are the asteroids, meteoroids, and comets, especially shining in the night sky, are the celestial body. And we can see in the night sky, there are so many stars, and the satellites which is moving from one particular side of the sky to another side. The celestial body, the stars, which are known as the celestial body, and sun is basically is not a planet, it's a star. Many of the authors have reported in the books of likewise the books of the grade 5 particular to grade 10 in the geography subject. They reported, some of the author reported that sun is a planet, but sun is not a planet, it's a celestial body, it's a star. As you can see, there is terrestrial planets, the inner planet, which are called the terrestrial planets because it is composed of the rocky materials, the composition of their crust, their outer core and core composition is composed of the rocky materials. They are made up of different kinds of rocks. And the outer planets, which are the gas giant planets, meanwhile, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, they are composed of the huge masses of the gases. The gas is different from, it might be sulfur dioxide gas, it might be a carbon emission, carbon influence gas, and it may be a volcanic gas, because when we deal with the volcanism, volcanic activity, so we are dealing with a kind of gases, particularly that emits from that particular volcano. So here, if you can see this picture, this is the satellite and dwarf image, as these are the planets. This particular are the planets, and these small objects are the asteroids and meteors that surrounded that globe. And if we talk about our Mother Earth, and Earth is also surrounded by thousands of meteors and asteroids that are evacuating at the surface. And when it comes toward the surface, it creates the deep depression, deep craters on the Earth. So, as you can see here, this is the picture of the sun, which is taken from the telescope. As you can see there, this is a giant ball, which is contained of the hot gases and hot magmatic material. This particular is the asteroids, which are been. This is not the real image, but it's imaginary image. That's how the asteroids fall on our Earth, and it can create a deep depression over the basins of the Earth. This particular sample, this particular sample is the iron composition of meteor, because if we're talking about the meteoroids, we have to deal with its composition too. So one of the branch in geology that deals with this particular nature of the chemical composition of the meteors, rocks, and each of the particles is called the geochemistry. Geo means the geology, and the earth, and the chemistry, the chemical composition and the chemical factors that involves in this particular. So if we talk about the constellation, let me show you first the software for how we see the night sky in the present situation. In the present scenario, we have not the telescope, if we not have some instruments that are much needed to see, to visualize the things. So the NASA and other companies have designed some kinds of task over there. As you can see, I'll stop sharing the screen first, and then I'll show you how it basically differs from that particular scenario. Let me share again, and then I'll show you how it works. Basically, this particular software is the Stellarium software, which is available globally on Google Play Store as well as on iOS store as well. This is imaginary of particular the night sky, how we can initialize our solar system, how we can see our planets, how we can see thousands of stars, what we actually talking about in the theoretical subjects related to that. It might create sometimes to initialize because it's a huge software. In the background there are some files running it. So here is the view of this particular software. If we talk about this particular at the present situation, I can see Venus over here. As you can see that this kind of software from particular location. For example, if I go towards the location and that particular location of mine is Pakistan, if I change it to some kind of, for example, if I say I change towards Norway and the city is Bergen, so it change its dimensions from that particular time. It changes latitude, it changes longitude as well, it changes elevation as well. And if it's on the laptop system, if someone has a GPS installed in its laptop, or if someone has its GPS on the mobile, it works good on mobile. Actually, to be very honest, it's the Stellarium software works good on the mobile. It shows you the three-dimensional figure on that particular on the mobile as well. So if we uh, go towards that particular country which has some greater time difference. Likewise, if we talk about United States of America, States of America. So I have to add to the list one thing which might be different is, oh, okay, add to the list is actually it's why it's not working, I don't know. Okay. Okay. If let me change the state first, and if we go towards this this particular is the view of our night sky. But actually, my screen is visible now. Is my screen is visible to you all? Okay, thank you. So I have received one. Not, it's not visible. I can see. Someone is saying that it's, I can see you, and someone is saying that it's not visible. Uh, let me just stop sharing the screen and then I'll get back to you. Okay. I was showing you the night sky, so that why it's might create some kind of difference. Okay, you can see me as a presenter or not as a share screen. So okay, let me. No, it's okay. It's visible. The screen is visible to you all. Yes, it's basically the stars. I have changed the location from this particular screen to United States because the country where I am now present over there, it's Pakistan, and that's a day. over here. It's 2:31 p.m. of morning, so I can't show my present location. So that's why I have changed that location to that particular country which has present night over there. I have changed the location towards United States of America, and I have changed. You can change the particular states from this one. For example, if we look towards the California, and we add towards the list, it shows towards this latitude and the longitudes towards that. You can change the elevation from that particular, but it not depends upon that, because it's already a created software, it's a public software. So elevation and latitudes depends only to those who are working as a geoscientist. So as you can see that there are some kind of stars. If I point towards this star, this is the Almech. The Greek word of that particular star is Almech, and this type is called the double star. The magnitude of this is 2.15, which is reducible to air masses. Air masses is basically it's a kind of the astronomical observation. If we talk about the stars, as I said that no object and no planet in the solar system is static. It's revolving around the orbits in every seconds. So might be the magnitude depends, or might be magnitude differs from one of the sides to another side. So that's a beautiful view of that Stellarium software, that it's tells you of all the details, all the introduction about the things, or the objects over there. If we talk about this Uranus over there, and basically it's not visible. Let me show you the moon. If we zoom it out, so here you can see that this particular the moon, how it looks in America. At the present situation, the moon is visible on the sky in the California. It's like that. So it doesn't mean that the software shows the different moon, and actually in the present situation, the moon, the objects of the moon and the circular patterns and the dots in the moon is other. It shows you that image which is actually present on that particular sky. So that's the circular orbit. You can rotate. Here the direction is given towards the southeast, southwest, and towards the north. You can change the direction, and you can see the pattern over there, which can be visible, which can be differentiate with respect to the time origin, which can be differentiated with respect to the country which from which you are observing right now. So if we point towards the Jupiter, how it's look now. So if we point it towards, actually, it's far away. It's a giant planet. It's composed of the gases, and it's far away from the our solar system, our present condition, which is the Earth. It's far away. So as you can see that these all the planets and the stars of the Jupiter, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. These are all the all are the moons of the Jupiters, and this Jupiter is the planet which is far away from the Earth. As you can see that if I zoom towards this, it shows some kind of the pattern which is it's moving, and it's continuously in the moving order. All the objects in the solar system is moving in the in this order. So this Stellarium software, I will recommend you all to install on your mobiles, as it can be installed on the laptop. You can download it from Google Play Store. You can download it from iOS Store as well, because it's if you really want to show someone the bright image and the colorful scenery of the stars, you can share that picture too. And if you have interest of yourself, you can view that particular image from that as well. So if we talk about some kind of constellations, constellations are basically the Greek mythology. The Egyptians in the ancient ages, when they want to find the age of the stars, and when they find what actually the North Star is, and what the direction of moon, and what is the direction of other planets, they actually depends upon this kind of constellations. So here you can see that the constellations over there at the present situation, which is the United States of America, and when you change your particular location, it will change the constellations too. So might be someone is horoscope is Sagittarius, someone is Gemini, someone is you can say someone is Aries. So here you can see all of this particular. So let me back towards the slides again. That's all from this particular software. Let me close it out. And okay, I have captured some kind of a moon image for you as well. When I was viewing the moon last night. Let me show you this kind of image, which I have captured from my particular location, which is Islamabad, Pakistan. So this is the moon of the last night, which is the full moon, as I have told you earlier. This is the full moon. As you can see that these patterns, these are the various patterns. These are the geological features which are the presence on the moon. As someone asked me, what is the geology of moon? So as you can see that there is no planet on this solar system which has earthquake features, which has volcanic features, which has any other features. All of the planets in our solar system have valleys. All of the planets in our solar system have earthquakes. They have volcanic activities. They have mountains. They have a stream over there. As you can see, I told you earlier that Earth, you have to deal with this kind of things. That Earth has valleys in it. But what about Mars? There are the ancient valleys, and one of the longest valley in our solar system is present on the Mars, and one of the longest mountain, which is the Olympus Mons and the Olympus Rupes, it's present on the Mars. So why the scientists they are going, why the astrogeologists are going towards Mars? What is significance and importance of that particular planet is that the life exists over there as well, because for to life to be exist, there is much needed some kind of good environment. If we're talking about, if we're dealing with the environment.
Pick it up as well.
If we're talking about the environment, particularly we are dealing with the atmosphere. So some of the astrogeologists, they might think that Mars is the good condition for the life to be survival, but it depends as the seasons the Earth changes from likewise from month to month. The Earth has the cold region as well as the hotter regions, but there is no particular region on the Mars till date that is we can say that its season is been changing. It has the static region. If it's cold, then it's been cold for a longer year. If it's hotter, then it will be hotter distance. So okay, let's begin with that particular slides. Okay, I was telling about you the particular software, which is Stellarium.org. It's basically a public domain. So as you can see, there are various patterns formed by different group of stars. These are the constellations. The Ursa Major or Big Bear is one of the constellation which comprises of 27 to 21 to 27 stars in a beautiful arrangement of the pattern. And 7 in Ursa Major, 7 of the stars are the brighter, which can be visible from the sky, which can be visible from the other sides of the world as well. And other stars which are not visible, you can see from that particular software as well. If you have a telescope over there, you can see from that particular telescope as well. And the vice versa of that particular Ursa Major is the Ursa Minor, which is the 7-star arrangement of the constellation. Let me show you what is basically Ursa Major or the Big Bear. As I have told you earlier, that when dealing with the Ursa Major, you have the 7-star, which are the basics one, which deal with this kind of things. It's a pattern basically. If you see towards this kind of things, 1, 2, 3, and these stars are joined in the line of this pattern. If we combine this particular stars image, it shows you this kind of pattern, this kind of image, which some of them believe, the ancient Egyptians or the Greek mythology. In the Greek mythology, they believe that this shape is similar to the bear one. If we look towards the shape of the bear, if the bear is standing somewhere, and if you look towards this particular shape, so it's that's why they call Ursa Major or the big bear. The second, which is the Ursa Minor or the small bear, it's the 7-star. Basically, it's the 7-star, which are all the shiny stars, which are much not visible if the atmospheric conditions differs. If, for example, if the weather is not up to mark and there is rain in that particular region, so this kind of star are not visible on the sky. But the Ursa Major 7-star, they are always visible on the sky, whatever the condition of the atmosphere is. The pole star and the sun. The Greek mythology, in the Greek mythology and the ancient Egypt, when they mark the direction, they point the North Star as the north direction. Whenever they see the North Star, they said that this is particular the north direction, or it's kind of the pole star. So it's a Greek mythology concepts that are to be remain changed, differentiate by time. When NASA start observing the sky back a few years ago, they have changed some kind of mythologies towards this particular North Star. But at the present situation, we have to deal with that pole star or the North Star towards the north direction. So kind of solar system. If it deals with the solar system, we have divided the term, we have disintegrated the term solar into 2 parts, which is the Sol and Earth. Sol is a Roman mythology, which means the sun gods, because they think that there is gods all over the places. They think the Mars, the god of war, and the Venus, the god of mercy. They have named the planet, except Earth. Every planet has been named after some god, as the Mars is the god of war, the Venus is a god of mercy, and vice versa. So Sol means sun god, and the solar, which is related to the sun. So there is the sun god, the sun system. Solar system is comprises the main origin of the sun, which is the centralized body in our solar system. As you can see here, I have mentioned the center of the solar system. It is huge and made extremely of hot gases. The hot gases, as I have told earlier, it may comprises of the volcanic gases as well as the other gases, which are the natural gases present at the sun. If we point the distance from Earth towards the sun, or from sun towards the Earth, it's approximately 150 million kilometer, which the Earth is 150 million kilometer away from the sun. So as you can see that these patterns of the ejecting lava, this lava is exploding and exploding. The hot gases are surrounded by this globe. So nobody can reach, no scientist and no astronomer can reach over there. Just they have captured the image from far away, which look like this huge giant ball. Actually, that's basically an animated picture for the students. I have just attached this particular picture. This is the sun, which is the centralized body, and these are the orbits. As you can see that these are the orbits. These are particular the stars, or you can say that the asteroids or the comets, which are the surrounded in the blanket of the particular origins of the other planets. So in the first orbit, we have Mercury. The second one, we deal with the Venus. And the third one, we deal with the Earth. And Moon, which is the Earth has one, the star of that particular Earth planet. Venus has no moon. Mercury has no moon. Mars have two moons, and Earth, from Earth towards the Neptune, we have these planets have moons, but not the Mercury and not the Venus one. They do not have a single moon over present over their planets. So there is a concept. Some of the scientists, when they map the image of the Venus, they map the image of the Venus, and they decided that there it consists of the features. The outer crust of that particular Venus is look like as of Earth. As we see towards the globe of the Earth, we find that there is a blue portion, there is the greeny over there, the blue portion, which we told that this is part of the ocean, which is the oceanic crust, and that then green part of the planet Earth, which is basically the continental crust, which we are existing on that particular. So if we look towards the Venus planets, it might be look like Earth twins. But after that, when time passes and passes, there are some kind of earthquake activities and volcanic activities over Venus. So might be there is no water jet present on that particular. So nowadays we can't say that Venus look like an Earth twins, because its shapes, its criteria has been changed. That's a concept of Pluto. Some of the scientists, they believe till 2008, they believe that the Pluto is a planet. But what the concept is that why Pluto is not considered from 2008 till to the day why Pluto is not considered as a planet, because as per the limitations, as per the definition of the International Astronomical Unit and the Union Authority, they decided the planet to be revolving around some of the orbits. If we talk about this particular solar system, let me show you. If we talk about this particular solar system, this is the sun and these are the orbits. For a planet to be considered as a planet, for a particular, if we talk about Venus, if we talk about Earth, and if we talk about Saturn, in each and everything, for a planet, there is a must condition that it revolves around this particular orbits. And if it not revolves around this particular orbit, it will not consider as a planet. This is the condition. This is the statement that that is initialized by International Astronomical Society, or you can say that IAU, that is that planet is to be considered when it's revolving around the orbit. So Pluto over there till 2008, it is considered as a planet, but Pluto is disintegrated from that particular orbit, and it's going far away and far away and far away from its particular orbit. So that's why it's not considered as planet. No, it's considered as the dwarf planet. The outer planets, which are the giant planets, likewise Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, have the rings around them. The belts are of the small debris. Debris are basically the disintegrated parts of the planets itself. These are composed of the rock fragments, as well as some of the ambiguities in that, which can be rock, or which can be some of the other materials. Okay, if we talk about the word planet, the word planet comes from the Greek word planetai, planetai, which means the wanderers. Wanderers, because in the Greek mythology, when they search for some kinds of stars, when they search in some kind of planets, when they found that particular planet, or when they found that direction, they celebrate that particular events. They celebrate this kind of things. So from that, I think so Greek mythology, the planet name is derived, which called the wanderers, or the wonderful events. The earth is a planet. It gets all its heat and light from the sun. If we talk about the moon, the moon itself, it's not a bright. Some people think that moon has itself of its light, but it's not exactly the same. Moon also gets its light from the sun. Actually, if we talk about that, this particular is a moon, and in that particular direction there will be a sun. The sun is emitting the light towards the moon. So this is basically the new image of the solar system. As you can see here, that there is no Pluto over there. There are some kind of the other planets, as the asteroid comets are not present over there, but in the present situation, and when we are dealing with the solar system, we have to deal with asteroids, comets, and meteors over there, because along the orbits in this part, there are the blankets which are continuously revolving, and they are jungling up, they are mixing up, and when they hit towards the planet, they create the whole depression or the deep crater in that particular zone or horizon. Okay, the one interesting thing in this diagram is the asteroid belt. There is a belt of thousands and millions of asteroids that are surrounded by this planet Mars and this planet Jupiter. In between the planets Mars and Jupiter, this blanket vacant space is consists of the asteroid belts, and they are just like jungling up there in the state of the position, the state of that dimension. When they will hit, they will create some kind of deep depression in that particular zone, which planet that they hit. As you know, Earth is also been hit by the meteoroids. Earth is also been hit by the asteroid as well, the comets as well. There is some general introduction about the planet: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. The general introduction, the general scenario, general concept of the orbitation, how it orbits around the sun. If we talk about the Mercury, it takes 88 days to orbit around the sun. If we talk about the Venus, it contains it to 255 days to orbit, to complete its one orbit around the sun. And if we talk about our Mother Earth, it contains 365 days to complete its one circular orbit in that particular pattern. And the planets which are far away, which are the giant planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, it consists of 11 years and 11 months, 29 years, 84 years, and 164 years to be complete its one orbit around the sun. One spin axis is 59 days, and vice versa. As you can see that if Earth contains orbital theory, and if Earth is orbiting around the sun in 365 days, so its one spin axis will be 1 day. one day it will complete its one spin and axis. So here are the general number of moons. As I have told you earlier, that Mercury, Venus have no moons in their plan in that conditions. Earth has one moon. Mars has two moons. Jupiter, while has 16, Saturn and 18. Uranus has 17, and Neptune has 8 moons in that particular solar system. So here are the general number 1, 2, 3, which are the inner planet very close to the sun. The composition of these planets, if we talk about the Earth, if we cut Earth into the two halves, so there might be the one which is the differentiation of the upper crust and the oceanic crust, which is the ocean based, and the continental crust, which is the land mass, and then upper mantle towards the lower mantle, inner outer core, and then towards the inner core. So all the portions of the Earth and other planets like Venus, Mercury, they are composed of the rocky materials. Likewise, if I talk about the Earth, it composed of magnesium rocks. It composed of the inner core. It composed of nickel, and the outer core, which is comprises of the iron and magnesium material. The Earth has silicon rocks in that particular region as well. And if we talk about the outer planets, it comprises mostly of gases and liquids. We can judge, and we cannot identify the chemical composition, because one of the branch of geology that deals with this kind of this kind of scenario, which is the geochemistry. Geochemistry is basically dealing with this kind of rocky material the geochemist deal with the structure. He or she might look towards the structure of that particular rock and define its chemical composition. That if suppose if we have a rock, we can say that the composition of rock is 23%. It has nickel, and although the 86% or might be some mathematical calculations, which is the iron magnesium content. So this is the important in sense when the word origins is derived, particularly some of the theories behind it. When I have told you earlier that the things which are related to these planets, the Mother Earth. If we talk about the artifacts, we have to deal with geography. We have to deal with geology, because if what actually geology is? Geology, if we define geology in a single and easy term, it's the study of the Mother Earth. It's the study of the Earth, and the outer space, which is the astrogeology, is the study of the astronomical effects related to that particular geology. So this word origin, many words used in the language which is derived from the Greek origin, which is derived from the Latin word, as well as the geography. Geo means the earth, and geography means to sketch, to plot. So when dealing with this particular geo refer to the earth, and if it deals with the logy, so it refers to the study of earth. And in the Greek, it's called geologica or geologia. If it deals with towards the geo and metry, that's particular some of the authors, some of the scientists deals this term geometry with mathematics. But to be very honest, geometry is not properly to be cannot be a sub-discipline of mathematics. It's a sub-discipline of astronomy, which is called archaeoastronomy. It can be the astrodynamics as well. It can be the branch of geology as well. It can be the sub branch of geography as well. If we talk about the Earth, we have to deal with all kind of scenario. We have to deal with the physics as well, which is called geophysics. Which if we're talking about the Earth, we have to deal with the chemistry as well, which is called geochemistry. And if we're talking about the whole scenario of Earth, which is the geology. So how scientists know about the shape of the Earth? Because there are many misconfusion, many theories behind related to the shape of Earth. Some of the people say might think that the Earth is oval. Some of them say that it's elliptical. Some of them said that it's a sphere. So Earth resembles the shape in the form of the spherical object. It's not a proper circle. You can't say that its Earth is a proper circle. But if we cut Earth into two halves, and when we project in on the planar surface, so might be there are some concept of the centrical and the spherical shape of the Earth. But dealing with the geoid resembles to the shape of the Earth in the form what actually the shape is. Not in the 3D, but it deals with the 2D shape as well. It deals with the planar surface as well. Earth is basically our planet, which we are living on. It is the third nearest planet to the sun, and it is the fifth largest planet. Actually, fifth largest planet in terms of size. You can say that, because if we deal with all the features of the planets, right, in the present situation, we can't say that then we cannot say that Earth is the third largest planet, or it can be a second largest planet, because if it deals with the moons right away, so Earth has only one moon. So this fifth largest planet is termed on basis on the globe, the size of that particular object. Slightly flattened at the poles. If I talk about the poles of that particular planets, so we cannot say that the shape of Earth is the sphere. The shape of Earth is circular. It is a sphere which is to be flattened at the poles, the north and the south pole, and the shape is described as the geoid Earth-like shape. Two-thirds surface is covered by water, and it is called a blue planet. Because why it is called a blue planet? Because most of the Earth is comprises of ocean water, which is 70% of the Earth is comprises of the ocean, and the rest is the land, which is approximately is 29%, I guess. So the Earth is called a blue planet. And on the basis of this particular blue planet, the scientists, the astronomer, they think that the Venus is Earth twin, and they will look like that. So at the present situation, at the present scenario, due to some kind of volcanic activities, the earthquake habitual over there, so the sun rays that destroyed the blanket of the particular crust of the Venus. So might be nowadays we can't say that it's an Earth twin. Moon is the only satellite of the Earth. The diameter of that particular Earth of that moon is 1/4 of Earth. If we talk about the Earth, and if we cut the Earth into the if we cut Earth into the two halves, so one half of that particular diameter is the moon, about like 84,400 kilometers away from us. This particular is the distance. The first man who landed on the moon, Neil Armstrong, he calculated one of the fellow of him. He calculated basically the astrodynamics of moon, and from that point of origin, when they landed on moon, they calculated that particular distance, which is approximately 400 kilometers away from us. So moves around the Earth in about 27 days. If we talk about the moons, it's moving around the Earth in the 27 days. It completes its whole rotation over there. Has neither water on nor air. Why Neil Armstrong landed on moon? The basic purpose for his landing is to see the environment, is to see the atmosphere. Is it compatible for life to exist there? But the recent researches have shown us, have suggested us that the moon has not water and nor air on that, so life cannot be exist, because this water and atmosphere, the good atmosphere, which is the basic need and basic requirement for humans to be live on that. So might be moon is not a favorable satellite to be live on. Moon has mountains, moon has plains, moon has deep depression, moon has craters in that particular area. Mountains, if we talk about the differentiation between the Earth and the moon, one thing that I'll make clear to you, to all of you from my side, is that moon is geological more active than Earth. If we observe 2 earthquakes on Earth per day, if we observe 2 earthquakes, for example, if we observe 2 earthquakes on Earth at the present day, if we calculate that particular scenario of earthquake on moon, so it will be, might be twice a number of that particular earthquake on moon. If it 2, then it will be a 4. If it 6, then it will be a 12. So moon is most of the is one of the satellite of the Earth which is geological active in a second. In a very second, it has a volcanic eruption over there. It has earthquake are coming over there, because it's basically a vast subject. It's a higher level subject. It's an undergrad subject. It's a vast research. It's called the geology of moon. What and why Neil Armstrong is interested in that is to observe the earthquake over there and to observe the environment over there. That's why he landed on 21 of July 1969 to observe the rock samples and to observe what earthquakes are over there and the atmosphere on the moon particular. So if we look towards the structure of the Earth, it comprises, if we cut our Earth into the two half, it comprises of the fragmented segments, these 3 segments. This particular relates to the core, this particular relates towards the mantle, and this particular is the our crust, which is like the peel of orange. When you peel the orange, the inner surface of orange, what it looks like, the Earth crust is actually like that. And this bluish portion, which is called the oceanic crust, which resembles towards the oceans, because if we're dealing with the earthquakes, we have to deal with the earthquakes on the ocean as well. We have to deal with the earthquakes on the land as well. And if earthquake comes on the oceanic plate, it contains the deep depressions, like Mariana Trench. And if we deals with the earthquakes on the continental, it deals with the mountains. It contains huge mountains, volcanic mountains. It can be sedimentary rocks as well. It depends upon the time when this processes occur, time by time. So these are the mountains. This particular shows the mountain. This is the continental crust, and this bluish portion, which is the oceanic lithosphere, is the oceanic crust over there. And when we go towards deep into the Earth, the first portion we might encounter is the upper mantle, which is 100 kilometer to 200 2,900 kilometer deep, and the lower mountain. And then if we talk about the core, this is the inner core and this is the outer core. This inner core is comprises of nickel and the magnesium content. This outer core comprises of silicon and other iron material. Because as we are dealing with the Earth, the planet Earth, we have to deal with the rocks. The rocks encounter with different kind of composition, with different kind of lithology. So actually, what actually moon look like? It looked like this kind of thing, with this kind of the things. Okay. Let me end this particular with this kind of asteroids, meteorites, and concept of our Milky Way galaxy. Because if it takes a lot of time to tell you in detail what actually our Earth is of, and what the geological concept are there. So asteroids are the numerous tiny bodies that moves around the sun. An asteroid, as you can, I have shown you the figure of the asteroid belt, which is to be found on the orbits of the Mars and the Jupiter. And the scientists are of the view that asteroids are the parts of the planet which can be exploded many of years. Actually, it is. That's the theory by the scientists is correct. These are the fragmented portion or the fragmented part of the outer planet which has been disintegrate, and then it comes towards the Mars, and then it creates deep depression over there. The meteoroids are the small pieces of rocks which moves around the sun, sometimes come near the Earth. If it's in the atmosphere, it is called as meteoroids. If it falls on the Earth, it's called a meteors, or it may be a meteor shower. It creates a deep depression. It creates a hollow basin, a very big depression, which creates a long, deep depression or a valley in it. So let me end my slides over there. That's basically from my side. If you have any question, you may can ask in the chat box as well, or if you can speak, as you can. Anybody have questions regarding this lecture? Or the software which I have told. I'll send the link to one of the representative of this educational influence program, and then they will be sharing that particular software link towards that. Okay, let me wait for a few minutes more. If some question arrived on my chat box, then I'll answer that. Otherwise, it okay from my side. And have a nice day ahead. Where are you from? Okay. So let me end, and first I'll save my presentation, and then I'll, okay. Okay, I have to close it on and meeting.